Hiya girls, we are Barney and Lukey and we are the hot young visionaries behind Truffle Pig Wigs.
And this is Cliffhangers, the unofficial, unrequested and unhinged RuPaul's Drag Race recap show.
The views and opinions expressed on Cliffhangers are from a couple of women who just love drag and have zero real business judging it. If you are not a fan of red-hot acidic critique, turn back now.
In the words of Krishnan Guru Murphy, what a cunt. It's Barney!
Krishnan Guru Murphy, what wordsmith?
Did you see what he did?
No.
On the news the other day, it's like just on the TV, it's just showing like a policeman outside Downing Street, but then he's talking to some MP, and then at the end, he's just like, what a cunt. And it's on the telly.
The big KGM. That is outrageous. Love him for it. And unfortunately, the best parts of her drip down her mum's chin, but we make do with what we've got. It's Lukey luck. Yeah. The heavy load of GF Gotti.
Firstly, we've got a couple of lovely 5-star reviewers we can thank today. First up, we have, I'm going to say it, Resure, for their review. It cracked me up because the other week I was like, instead of asking for reviews, I told the listeners to go and suck it. And then at the end of their review, she was like, consider it sucked.
Okay.
So, good.
Into it.
And then also our longtime listener and supporter, Sweet Angel Ryan from Brooklyn. Trying to be leaving us the reviews, but Apple's not letting him. But...
Our NYC princess. I was actually going to dedicate this episode to our Sweet Angel, Ryan Frosting, but in recent light of the news, I think we obviously need to dedicate it to someone else.
Oh my God. Think
Frosting obviously writes messages that would bring a tear to even the most hardened and cold of hearts. He is truly an angel. But I think he'll be okay with us dedicating this episode to Leslie Jordan.
Yeah, we're recording this on Monday evening and we've just found out that he died, 67 in a car crash.
Oh, awful. So this one's
my
for...
poor sweet angel baby, Beverly Leslie, the OG.
Oh, this one's for
Mercy, I'm about to...
As you may be able to tell by our slightly shambolic audio, we are actually... I'm joining you from the leafy bourgeois vales of Oxford this evening. We're actually doing this on Zoom for maybe the first time ever.
No, in COVID as well, remember?
Oh yeah, true. We also did a terrible one in COVID. But this is, it's just needs must for this time. But we'll be back in the studio once again. We just couldn't... We've had quite a few messages this week about how excited people are to talk about this specific episode. So there was... The pressure was
you haven't shared any of that information with me.
Sorry, well, you know. Lukey, if you were taken ill and unable to speak and you could only use one song to lip sync for this week, what would it be?
Mine would be Devil Woman by Cliff Richard, not a predator.
Shout out,
so far as well, because I am a woman who got a devil tattoo this week.
Can you show me on the Zooms, or is it in second skin?
No, but it's under 4 layers.
Okay, babe. Don't you worry. Okay, babe. It's so sick, though. Tell the dolls, tell the divas about your tat.
It's just a lovely red devil face in the rubber hose animation style, done by friend of the pod, Lisa Venturella, over at 60 Ink, and she is doing apprentice tattoos still for £50. So get in our inbox if you want to know about that.
And most notable as well, she's not only were you her first body that she ever tattooed, but you're her first colour tattoo as well. So you're really...
they said that in the shop, and I was like, and your first infection, and then her and the owner were just like, what? Just joshing, girls.
Mine would be Season of the Witch by Lana Del Rey, because let me tell you, it's fucking ooky spooky season, and I'm feeling ooky and I'm feeling spooky. Have you been watching any horror films?
Literally all day, every day.
Love
the whole of October. Actually, although it's kind of veered into more childish. At the moment, I'm watching something called The Order on Netflix, which is about some sort of secret wizard or magic society, and there's werewolves.
Into it. Should we talk some tracks?
Let's do it. Sorry, I feel like I've got such a dry mouth. I've got the squash with me, yeah.
Previously on RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
The divas tickled their improv ivory on Alan Carr's Catty Man. There were highs and there were lows, but at the end of the day, Danny Beard was the winner. Sminty
Yes.
and Baby were in the bottom, and Sweet Angel Sminty wasn't as fresh as she needed to be, and she had to bounce. But the main thing is, we had 2 wigs on the runway.
Yes, we did. If only we could replicate that way this week. Oh, wait. Let's talk after the elimination. Did you think there was so much unadulterated shade for poor Sminticles? Not only was she branded the ethnic sister, but also saying that she stained Gothy's jockstraps.
That was such an intense, vivid visual.
Disgusting!
It was like the thought of someone else's pants so far up the owner's. Well, you know what I mean.
Samantha Janus.
They're not
yeah.
your pants, and they're up there is a bit much, isn't it? But I did think very touching words from Cheddar saying that she's proud to be, along Sminty, being a Manchester queen.
Truly, but can I just go back to the jockstrap comment? Like, how poorly do you know men's underwear to know that actually a jockstrap is arseless? So it wouldn't be going up anyone's arse.
Maybe she was referring to a thong.
Staining?
A thong.
But that's not a jockstrap. You don't get a thong jockstrap. They cup the buttock cheeks.
Did she
They
say
lift-
jockstrap?
Yeah.
specifically?
She said Gothy's jockstrap. They lift the buttocks in a presentation of the soft anus. So the staining would have to be from Fake Tan, but I mean, bitch, we know that.
Mm-hmm.
No lights here. And didn't you just love to see Danny's soft caring side? Such a sweet, soft angel.
Danny's like the dream person to have backstage, because when these girls have their wobbly moments, you need someone that's going to be like, don't spiral, bitch, and like be firm with you, but whilst also lifting you up, being like, look who you are, look where you are, pull yourself together.
And she's a cuddly motherfucker. Do you know what I mean? None of this,
especially in all of that taffety stuff.
None of the hard, muscular edge of Cheddar Gorgeous as you're trying to hug them. It's like Danny's really giving you that soft, deep hug.
Or Sminty would be like a mantis.
Absolutely not. No, not coming anywhere near me. Do you think that Pixie deserved to feel so upset? Not a judgment, just a question.
I mean, she's been second 2 weeks in a... Well, 1 week in a row at the moment, isn't it?
True. Did her performance stick out to you? Did you remember it?
Yeah.
Okay.
She says, barely remembering what last week's episode was.
I mean, fair. And then Lady RuPaul... Oh, go on, you go.
I just thought, because I've always thought that Baby's very confident in confessionals. And now this episode, do you think that is probably all just because of her now apparent lack of real life confidence and assuredness?
Well, it's funny you should mention this.
Oh, now I'm a psychologist. I can read between the lines.
Oh, God. Now I'm glad you brought this up early, because I didn't really want to end on this note, because I felt like it was a bit sour. But I definitely think then it's really becoming very clear about... I question when girls are like, I'm done, this is not good for my mental health, I want to leave. Is this a surefire sign of people's confidence, people's ego that is built on insecurity rather than confidence? You know, if you're like, yes, bitch, I'm the motherfucking princess. Like, you know, if you're going so hard, being like, I'm going to fucking murder and slay all of you, but you don't actually properly believe it. And it's kind of like more of a front. That then when you get into this competition...
More of a manifestation.
Yeah, and you've built yourself up with these ideas about yourself, about being the motherfucking best. But actually it's not built on like a strong structure of like self-confidence and like actually believing in yourself. But then when you get to this competition and you don't do well, it's like you've got nothing to fall back on. Because, spoiler, obviously Baby decides to send herself home. And I just think like, was it that just she wasn't doing very well and she was like, this doesn't feel good? That's a question, not a judgment.
That's your new catchphrase? We'll have to get the merch.
Yeah. We need mugs stat. If this isn't the first time that this has happened, where I've questioned to myself, like, are they, like, what is it about the competition that's actually wreaking havoc with their mental health? Is it the uncomfortable feeling of, like, they're not doing very well? I don't know. Next, we have RuPaul entering, and he looks like this fool is dressed like a traffic attendant. In that, why? Just a big orange puffer and some sunglasses.
I mean,
the contrast, it's a lot.
I thought it was nice to see that RuPaul was a fan of E17's earlier work, keeping it real, representing Brian Harvey.
This lovely 90s soft athleisure wear. Yeah, I thought it was very, very cute. And finally, we have the motherfucking reading challenge. How do you feel?
I would be rubbish, I think.
I thoughts on this reading challenge in general, because I thought, do you know what? It's a huge day for unfunny people.
I thought there were a couple of good ones. I think my favourite ones were either John Buzz's Stonehenge one or Danny saying that Tia's charisma wasn't sexually transmitted.
I quite liked Baby, I'm pro-choice. Hot.
Yeah, that was good. I thought Dakota got a very lot of heat. Everyone was coming for her.
She's an easy target, though, because she's just a lovely, giggly young girl, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I thought Danny was actually quite banging, but of course. I just thought the whole thing was a bit tepid. The library cards were not swiping, you know?
Maybe some of it expired.
Can I ask, did the use of the term sexy dolphin send a shiver down your spine?
Well, I was just about to say, do you think that was her coming out saying that she's part of the dolphin community?
Unfortunately, Lukey, I do think it was. Please tell the dolls and the divas what the dolphins are. Ugh.
A dolphin is essentially a hairless bear, like a big, muscly, bald, hairless.
Yeah, not a bear.
Man.
Not a bear. Like an aggressively hairless, muscly man. It's
I said a muscly bear thing.
But I feel like a bear can be chubby. No, a bear is chubby, right? I think bears are chubby. I don't know. But it's too much for me. Did you notice that they were using the actual Sims music as background music throughout this bit?
I've never played Sims.
You never played the Sims? Roller Coaster Tycoon, go. I get it.
No. But it's weird because another point they play some of the music that Always Sunny always plays. And it's
that's the Sims music.
What?
Yeah. I've heard people say that it's also apparently it's just like royalty free music.
Yeah.
And apparently it's so well known for The Sims, and then people have said that it's on Always Sunny as well.
It's like
fucking jokes.
How funny that Drag Race makes so much money and they're still like, no, we've got to cut the corners, look after the pennies, pounds, look after themselves.
Well, ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? And then I guess we'll head into Lairy Poppins, no? The Rusical.
Well, yeah, Rue explains that Lairy Poppins is the twisted tale of Mary's evil twin, Lairy Poppins, a nanny who is practically imperfect in every way, and they will be singing live. Obviously, that wouldn't intimidate you at all.
No, would it intimidate you?
I think in for a penny, in for a pound. Let me get me a West End Wendy.
I was going to say, if there's any girl that I feel would be absolutely fine in this, imagine if you got sort of like shrill, pitchy, London East End vocal.
Hello, governor!
Exactly, like, bitch, you would absolutely murder. Question, do you know cockroaches can exist in the vacuum of space, or was that a lie?
Probably. I just can't believe Cheddar Gorgeous actually went there with like the Camden Town t-shirt of gay phrases.
And said what?
Shares and cockroaches. At the end of the day, when everything's gone, all that'll be left is share and cockroaches.
But to be honest, she is giving basic sometimes, let's be real. Sometimes with the... I'm just going to be real. I'm going to be real.
He's
if there's
literally
one thing...
picked up his cup of tea. It's now in shot. And as soon as he's got like a tea mug, he's like, let me tell you.
Let me serve it to you, Queenies. No.
Rue refers to Michelle as Michelle the Voice Visage. In the dream world, what would your nickname be? And it can't be the voice.
That's the omnipotent, I guess. The all-seeing, the all-knowing. What would yours be?
I mean, in an ideal word, it would be Lukey the dump truck luck. But I need a lot of help either work from myself or work on me by someone else to achieve that.
Dr. Sismore, yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, Lukey the body is just sitting right there.
I know, I didn't necessarily want to government name myself on the pod.
Wow.
I know.
It's not, it's a stage name. It's a stage name. I would feel more sorry for Dakota not getting her ideal role if she didn't have the most perfectly fluffy curtain bangs. It's really hard to feel sorry for her when she looks that gorgeous. I'm sorry. There, I said it. I'm just being real.
Oh, it would be tough, though. It's like, you know, like she literally predicted what was going to happen, or did she will it into existence?
Well, the question is, what came first, the apple or the egg? No. Did you clock that they said the win no, the twins about 14 times in 30 seconds. It was like, I don't want to do the twins, but I think if I do the twins, then maybe I can just like do the twins. And then someone's like, but can you do the twins? I think you should do the twins. Let's do the twins. The twins, let's do it. It was just insane.
Cheeky girls on as guest judges at that rate.
It was insane. I really thought Cheddar was just like a shaven sea witch careering around that room in her little Hessian cloak, giving very much Lilith fare. Do you know what I mean? Just like swirling around the room. It's like, what is... Love her. Love her, love her, love her, love her. What part would you have wanted?
I think I would have wanted either the Lick Von Dick or
very you.
The Bird Lady.
See, I wonder whether the Bird Lady on when you heard it was sick or whether she just made really good choices. For that whole Dieter Von Teese route was a really smart way to go, but it was shit to begin with. So who knows?
That was just because they were like, just show me how you can sing with no character, and it was just like her just not singing very well.
True. I 100% would have gone for Larry. I can't believe Danny didn't go for Larry to begin with.
Who was it before that said that they find musicals cringe? Was it Crystal?
Georges. She was like, musicals are embarrassing.
Yeah. I thought it was in UK.
Truly starting a lineage. It's like hot girls don't like musicals. And I'm going to ask you this question, Lukey. Do you like musicals?
No.
There you go.
Sidebar, I was watching Drag Race France the other day, and Nikki Doll was like, Le Fille. And then I was like, is that what Le Fille's name is? Like Le Fille, but just like Le Fille, singular?
I guess so, but in French it's Les Filles, like Le Fille. So it wouldn't really make much sense. His name is Phil in real life, isn't it? His government name. Yeah, his government name is Phil. So I thought it was just more of like a diva. Oh, yes. Put something French before it make it sound fancy, you know? Give it a bit of class.
Has anything been better said than Danny Beard saying, now, I consider myself more of a Jane McDonald than a Julie Andrews, and that's purely because I, too, love cruising.
I mean...
What?
Baby.
You can't write this shit.
Yeah, I know. He's truly just a fantastic person for TV. Fuck the competition. It doesn't matter how good he is in this competition. He's just so brilliant to watch on telly. I'm obsessed
with him. And such a bloody team player later on. Yeah. Just being like, girl, take me role. No.
Yeah. Take me role, girl. And then they were sort of... And then they were getting a bit sensual with it, and I thought, you know what? I'd like to see the boys go at it. Shoot me. Like a couple of greased up pigs at the county fair. Go on, let them out of it.
What about Davina decampoing as a verb?
I'm not sure that I can stand by that as a concept, as an experience. I don't think. But I say that, she did just win an award for the musical she's in. I didn't click on the link because it's not really my bag, but I did just see it pop up somewhere on Twitter. She's won.
There you go.
In truly giving you absolutely nothing, in the spirit of me, she has won an award for something. So, there you go. Should we head into rehearsal with Michelle Visage?
Let's do it.
She is looking bronzed, like she super soaked with the rub-ons Sminty left behind. She's like stained teak at this moment, like an ottoman.
Fantastic.
I think you'd probably be into it.
I don't know why Danny and Pixie didn't just tell her that they have very recently just switched parts. Like, I know you don't want to like give excuses, but that's quite a sort of major thing.
Nah, that's a bitch move. Danny Beard's like, I'm a consummate professional. She's like, I'll get you a little bit worried in the rehearsals, make you sweat a bit, and then fucking kill it on the main stage.
She knows what she's doing. Do that.
She knows what she's doing. And in true Michelle Visage style, talking, using terms that she has no understanding of what they mean, that wasn't a semblance of a pitch. You're either on pitch or like in pitch or not. Like again, the phraseology never makes sense. She just like uses all them saucy little buzzwords. Makes absolutely zero sense. Love it. Love that for her always.
But the question is, drink bin juice, please. Drink bin juice. I can't remember how it goes now.
I think that was fucking spot on. I think that was spot fucking on. You could see the panic in her eyes. Also, lest we not forget, Giovanni, cute as a Milanese button.
Wasn't he?
Wasn't he? With the highest little ass, like two kittens kissing. Just like
I was
meeting in the
obsessed
middle.
with the palpable sexual tension between him and Danny.
A Gio and Danny love line, I would die for it. I'd love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. And also the sort of like soft and delicate way with the way Danny dealt with it, rather than going full hog, which most of them horny drag racers would normally do. He was kind of being a bit coy with it.
Of course.
Kitten with a whip, if you will, you know?
Treat him mean, keep him keen.
Absolute. Have you got anything more to say about the rehearsal?
Absolutely not, no.
Well, let's move into the elimination day. What have you got for me?
I could just really relate to this getting ready the toilets conversation.
I thought you probably would.
It actually reminded me, and Anita forgot actually that this even existed. I used to work at Girl Management, as you know, which was a glamour model agency in the height of Front Magazine.
For the girls.
Alt girls.
For the girls getting their tartars out.
Yeah. So I had like a sort of like email relationship with a few people at Front. And basically it ended up with me and Anita, aka Femme Fatale, doing a almost guerrilla pop-up burlesque routine in the front offices. Yeah. And then they like put like pictures of us in the magazine. And I just completely forgot all about that. And I just thought that's so weird.
Ain't you lived some life, babe? Ain't you lived some
They must have just been like, who the fuck are these? They must have probably just been laughing at us like, why have you come to do this at like 2 p.m?
Did you do that gig with us in St Albans?
No.
Oh, we did like a performance gig in St Albans, and the changing room for 5 of us was a shower. And at all times we had to be really careful that like no one, it was one of them like push buttons. And so we had to like stay away from the walls because it was like, if you push the button, the showers will turn on and all of our shit will soak. And it was just like, this is truly a hellscape of, I don't know who's decided this. Were you like all
standing in there getting ready, or just took it in turns to go in there to get changed?
It was all we had. It was like the corridor or a shower, and it had no window, so there was no light as well. And it really is, showbiz is glamour, isn't it?
Mm.
I've really got changed into, let's talk about the times you got changed in a car. Changing a moving vehicle. Do you know what I mean?
I've had to do makeup in the back of a car and stuff.
Yeah. But there's truly absolutely, we are so unbearably moany that there's really no way to save us, because wherever we're getting ready, we're going to moan. Do you remember when we were doing the Edinburgh Fringe and we had like 9 hours to get ready every day, and that was even worse somehow?
We did have the nice little chalets though.
Yeah, but we were like, wow, we've just got so long to get ready. This is so annoying. So there's truly no helping us, is there?
No.
Should we have a little
update?
Yeah, go on. I'll pop the kettle on.
You don't want to be a plain old Mary Poppins, or even a raucous Lairy Poppins. You, my friends, were born to be Lairy Poppins, a glamorous diva with a penchant for the finer things. Here at Truffle Pig Wigs, we love to laugh, and we love to make you a wig as exciting as a spoonful of booger sugar. So step in line, Lairy Poppins, and get yourself over to trufflepigwigs.co.uk for the hair of your dreams.
Let me tell you something, you ugly bitch.
And this is truly very topical now for how dry your throat is at the moment. You produce about 40,000 litres of spit in your lifetime, or to put it in another way, enough spit to fill 500 bathtubs, which is the same amount of water that WaterAid give to Nepal every day.
Wow.
That is so, when I read that, I felt so disgusted by the thought of bathtubs full of people's spit.
Wait,
you know how I feel about spit.
How many litres did you say?
40,000.
I would thought 40,000 litres was more than 500 bathtubs.
Bathtubs are pretty fucking rowdy. It's quite a lot of liquid in them. And it just, I don't feel good about spit anytime. You know, when people spit in their mouth and they're kissing and stuff.
No, gross.
It ain't for me. I feel
It's
like
always a different temperature to your spit, and it's like, oh.
And I feel like it's really fucking disrespectful. I don't know. I just can't get past that. Anyway, should we talk the main stage?
Let's do it.
What in the holy hell was RuPaul wearing? It looked like a craft project.
Someone said, I've stopped commenting on the mother.
It's unbelievable at this point. If someone wore that down the runway, they would get absolutely destroyed. It's just bitches be trolling. Did you think Michelle Visage was giving us a little Crystal LeBeija with that hair?
I thought she was just giving so Italian sensation, and then I was like, oh, I know she's not Italian. That's crazy. But
she's from New Jersey, though.
Well, yeah. So I googled her, and first of all, if you type in "is Michelle Visage," Italian comes in at number 6 after rich, vegan, husband, married, and white is the number 1 search. Is Michelle Visage white? And actually, Lynn Shupak was born in Perth Amboy to Joanne...
Hold up. Lynn Shupak.
Yep.
Oh, is she Jewish?
If you let me finish.
Sorry.
Her mother was of the Hungarian-Irish descent. The young girl was later adopted by a Jewish family at the tender age of just 3 months, and she grew with her new parents, Martin Shupak and Arlene Carroll. So
wow,
But they don't know about the father. She could still have Italian heritage.
I thought she was given a little Valley of the Dolls with that hair, to be honest. I thought she just looked so 60s and gorge. Can we take a moment to talk about Hannah Waddingham and how resplendent she is?
Excuse me, wet look hair, like nude see-through latex is very up my street, my cup of tea.
My first thought was this whole look is absolutely off an LG Dreamboard. I thought the whole look was very you. The sleek back sort of 90s femme fatale look. I thought, hello. Let's get into Lairy Poppins. I thought Pixie opened this real strong.
I was very much into Pixie's sideways smile that she painted on.
Like a wonky VJ.
Yeah, isn't that a vagina nickname, sideways smile?
Yeah, the sideways smile. I also thought the mum and the kids... Go on, sorry.
I wish she had kind of Dick Van Dyked it up a bit more, though. Like, because he's so hammy, and to be a drag queen version, it should be like Hamtown population us.
Yeah, true. To be honest, I thought this was such a fucking well done musical. I thought there was no no one was bad in it. It was people were just really, really fucking good. And if you were at the bottom, you just weren't at the top of the tops. That sounds such like a bullshit thing to say, but like I just really thought they were really good. Let me tell you, those huge pigeon feet on Jombas will haunt my nightmares. Do you know what it was given? It was given the evil bird Duke.
It was. I just can't believe you've gone all the way through to Jombas' part already.
Sorry, it's just really at the forefront of my mind. I've recently watched it, and that's my first thought when I think about the musical, just them fucking terrifying big cartoon pigeon feet. Tough viewing. Who are your highlights?
My highlights were Jombas and Danny. I thought like they were everyone's highlights.
Yeah, I mean, Jombas was a sneak surprise. I had no idea that she was going to be that good, but I thought she was really fucking good.
Yeah. Especially because they fooled us in the rehearsal like they very much like to do so much. I'd wish that Pepper and Dakota had cross-referenced at least like something about their characters with each other, because they're meant to be twins, but Dakota seemed much older. And I wish Dakota had done her makeup more cartoonish to match Pepper's as well, because Pepper literally looks and acted like a little girl, and Dakota was just sort of playing herself.
Yeah, I wish there was a bit of a lack of cohesion with them too. But I thought, like individually, they both did quite well. I just thought the whole thing was just a strong musical, to be honest.
Although I swear, like these days, they don't. Yes, I see you. Me and Barney have a signal when we don't have anything else to say. We just sort of like wave our hand, and he's just sitting here giving me left to right hand for like full 20 seconds. Performance.
it's like you're watching Legendary. Cut
down the ballsies. I feel like these days they don't really have much of a story. It's just kind of like we'll just stand to the side, and different characters will come in and do a number that have no relation to any story and don't really interact with each other. But I mean, at least the people were good.
At this point, like the writing, you've just got to take it all with a pinch of salt, because it's like they've really run out of all of their ideas to use on these musicals. And it's like, need I remind you of Rat Bite Fever? Like, go.
Oh, that's iconic. How dare you? I liked the EDM vibe of Baby's song. Very modern, very upbeat. But I didn't really understand her character, because the name was Mother Prude, but she wasn't prudish at all.
No, not at all. And what is the mum called in actual Mary Poppins?
Darling?
I don't know. No, that's Peter Pan.
Oh. I don't know then.
Yeah.
I liked how when they summoned Lairy Poppins, they called the name 3 times, like as if she's Beetlejuice or Bloody Mary.
Yeah,
and then she fucking kicks down that door dressed as Wurzel Gummidge on a bender. And
loved.
As soon as she came in, it stopped being Drag Race. It turned into like the Royal Variety performance. It was like, this is a professional she's done this role for years.
It felt like when they let our little baby Miss Beverly Leslie into the musical. Do you remember the Moulin Rouge one? Like she just has such insane star power. There was nothing about her that didn't feel like she was like 100% comfortable on the stage. I just fucking love DB. DB for the win. Yeah, where I stand. Then should we move on to the runway? Because that's why I was giving you House of Miyake Mugler, saying I just thought it was really good. Don't have much to say about this. Let's go to the runway, which is a night at the musicals. Luke, need to ask you, what would you have done? Night at the musicals.
I probably would have wanted to be Liz from Strictly Ballroom. Wow. Yeah. Emails are being sent. With just like all in yellow ostrich, with just like the biggest, most ridiculous hair, spinning, turning and turning.
Nice hair system. I'd love to see it. My original thought was maybe like, like the Marilyn Monroe and Jane Russell sort of when they're walking through the thing and everyone's staring at them in Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. But then I thought, actually...
Is that a stage musical?
Yeah, it's a musical comedy.
Has it been on the stage?
Yeah.
Is it like a West End? Yeah.
Yeah. And then I thought, actually, let me park that in the noggin, because actually that'd be a fucking fantastic reference to use for if you had to do a makeover challenge. That's such an iconic duo, isn't it? Like just to have this sort of 60s style cabana wear. And then I thought, actually, I'd probably like to do a marionette from The Sound of Music. Imagine me as a little goat herder marionette. It's cute as a button.
But is it camp?
No. I look camp right in the eye on a daily basis, so need you even ask that. But first up, we have...
Well, first of all, can I squeeze in... Did you know there's currently a Great British Bake Off musical running as we speak?
I don't want to engage in the discourse. That's where I stand on that. A Great British Bake Off musical is like, go. We were scraping for ideas. Can you even imagine how awful that is? I feel like...
What's the story? Where's the drama?
That is such capitalisation on just like fandom, just being like, oh, do you know what? Like people like Bake Off, let's get them in.
Americans will come. They can't see the Queen anymore, so they'll just go and see a Bake Off show, I guess.
They need some Britishness, yeah. First up, we have Pixie Polite serving Tracy Turnblad, and what is that I see?
Alert! Truffle Pig Wig on the runway. I repeat, Truffle Pig Wig on the runway.
It's a custom double-stack Truffle Pig Wigs with made in a house. Double 2 How's Your Head units with added How's Your Head wefts. As of course, shout out How's Your Head. I thought this was absolutely bang on. Thought the reveal was super cute. I gave it 9.
I gave it an 8 out of 10. It was just classic Hairspray, like Alan said. Like Hairspray, nothing more, nothing less. I just really wished that she could have just like smoothed out those white bits and just did a little bit of more hairspray, because they were just like sitting on top like talons.
Tiny bit of maintenance, girly. But do you know what? Once you buy that wig, it's yours, and then it's out of our hands. But yeah, cute. And then next up we have J Blonde, Make It Rain, serving deconstructed Mac. What was your thoughts?
At first I was like, wow. But then I did see a bit what they meant about the cages. But loved the idea. I love singing in the rain. I loved the see-through hack. I love a see-through rain mac with the little tears, raindrops on it. I thought it was a really good reimagining of something. I gave it 8 out of 10.
I gave it 9. I just thought, do you know what? Just because Michelle Visage says it doesn't make sense to her, it's like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I thought the construction of it was nice. I thought it was a much more interesting, new take on doing a musical. Would they have preferred it if she was just in a Mac? Do you know what I mean? Like, at least it's interesting. I gave it 9.
I feel like she's the only one who really did that as well. Like,
Yeah,
reimagine
100%.
something.
Next up, we have B Peps serving Sarabi. Is that what Simba's mum's called? I think. Sarabi. Wearing the skin of her enemies. What was your thoughts?
Sick. What can I say? She looks great. I kind of wish the lion's head wasn't at an angle, but I'm sure that was probably on
Same.
purpose. Maybe.
Really?
I don't know. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, good.
I was obsessed with how she was walking. I was praying that there's at least 10% there's an homage to Bebe Zahara Benet as well.
Yeah.
And then I thought, hang on, if Bebe can be
Cameroon.
Benet, why can't Jombas be Benet? Or maybe Jombas decided pre-Drag Race that they didn't want to be part of that.
I think it was a while ago. I feel like she became Jombas.
I imagined it would just be in prep manifestation.
But also, she's John Benet, which is much more
On the nose.
much more recognisable, than just being BB Zahara Benet. But yeah, loved it. Next up, we have Dakota.
What did you give it?
Oh, did I not say? Sorry, I gave it a 9. I thought it was great.
I gave it an 8. I've given a lot of 8s today.
I'm giving a lot of 9s, if I'm honest. My only irk with it is what we'll come to later. Next up, we have Miss Schiffer serving Funny Girl. What was your thoughts?
Just fucking gorgeous angel.
Angelic beauty.
Yeah. Obsessed with the hair. She looks gorgeous. The dress. I love it.
Do we think that was Anisha, the hair?
I
haven't looked at
don't
any of
know,
this.
actually.
I think probably it was. I thought it was just the colour was so perfect on her. Her skin tone. Gorgeous. I gave it a 9. Because that's apparently
7.5.
that's the flavour of the day. Next up, we have Cheddar Gorgeous serving Hedwig and the Angry Inch. Thoughts?
Firstly, did you notice how many crystals and diamonds and everything were on the inside of the Isis wings?
I did.
In an insane amount.
Yeah, it was really made. That was an outfit.
Someone recently reached out to us to ask them to make a Hedwig wig, and now I'm just glad that we can say, I think you should go to Florencia instead.
Did she do that wig?
Yeah.
We quickly decided that Hedwig and the Angry Inch wigs were some of the most disgusting ever for us to be requested. Right? Just an unbelievable styling.
Have you seen the musical?
I have not.
No, me neither.
But, and I'm sure there's loads of you faggotinis going, wow, you've never seen Hedwig. Well, what can I say? We weren't nerds.
Is it set in the 70s?
I don't know. I feel like it's a real nerdy musical, though. I can't tell you any more than that. And that guy that I don't like was in it. What's his name from How I Met Your Mother?
Barney. The one that plays Barney.
Just absolutely fucking
you don't
terrible.
Like him. I love him.
No, I because he's because he stole my name. I just can't get into it. But I thought this was well done, and even though I don't really know the reference, I thought this was the costume and the wig and everything was just good. So I gave it 8.
Same.
Next up, we have Les Filles serving King and I. What did you think?
So sumptuous and just like rich. And I really thought as well that the bigger eyeliner was really masculine and it worked really well. So I liked that.
Okay. Yeah.
I gave it a 7.5.
I gave it a 7 also. I thought it was really well made and just the whole thing looked very... I don't like to say it looked expensive because good drag doesn't need to be expensive, but because it was a king, it just looked very splendid and rich.
Yeah, I liked that she had the like diamante pecs and stuff.
Next up, we have Baby serving and Juliet. Now, I don't know the reference, but what I do know is that you should not be wearing Latrice motherfucking Royale boots on the runway like that. That's my personal thought.
I didn't see.
They were like them black, them like weird chunky heels and then thigh high with the like sort of like almost corseted lace up the front. Black people.
Oh, goodness.
Patented. Yeah, it was a look.
I'm surprised you say you don't get the reference because as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, God. because I think
The
it's when we're
advert.
watching Married at First Sight. Yeah, the advert for it
Yeah.
comes on all the time, and there's this one woman in it that we really hate. What does she say?
And she goes, "What if Juliet never died at the end?" And it's just the worst fucking acting you've ever seen in your life. So that is not a good...
So this is kind of triggering for me, but I think that Baby looks exactly like her
Alex...
from the advert. So great
girl.
points for that. But I just really hate all of the clothes and everything from that, so I can only give it a 6.5.
I gave it a 7 because I thought it was well done, but I just don't know the reference, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Next up, we have Miss Beard 7, Audrey the Second. Sensational. At this point, I was astral projecting. I was levitating above my sofa. She is the winner of season 4. This was such exquisite drag. It blew my mind.
Yeah, you fucking joking me. She had an animatronic puppet on her head.
Insane.
Like, what? And I like they both had pink little matching feather beards as well.
Was it animatronic? Oh, I thought she was moving it with her cute little hands.
Oh, well, maybe. But something was going on. And
shit was moving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's obviously a 10, yeah.
Yeah, that was the easiest 10. As soon as she turned around the corner, I was like, that's a motherfucking 10. Like, this is... That'll go down in annals of Drag Race.
That should be more than a 10.
Yeah, okay, let's give it an 11. Our first 11. Let's talk Zinger and Minger.
Does it brighten up your world? Is it a zinger? Does it make you want to hurt? Is it a minger? Zingers and mingers.
Luke, what was your Minger? Start with the Ming.
My Minger would have to be Cheddar's.
The swoopy thing, yeah, mine too. And it was obviously fantastically done. It was just the style of it is just it's like wavy crimp out back and Farrah Fawcett swoopy bang. No,
but like giant. It's almost like what's her name that we had to do the cosplay? Almost Sailor Moon, isn't it?
Yeah. What was your zinger?
Oh, an obvious zinger to Dakota for that. Winona Ryder in Edward Scissorhands' kind of strawberry blonde gorgeousness.
Mine too, the 60s heaven. But honourable mention to Hannah Waddingham's sexy slickback, which was done with precision, ease and grace. And I loved.
I thought it was like, it really came from deep and round the side as well. It really...
Yeah,
the
parting was
deep.
real... super fucking lush, and it was like real like sort of like wet look gel, which I was very fucking into. Then we head to the critiques, and let me tell you, Dakota saying with such venom, I hate musicals. I thought she's so real for this. Like, congrats. She's not a basic gay bitch like all of you others. Her and Georges, she's not afraid to give it to you, and she told you musicals are lame.
You really put so much behind that, like as if she's really breaking boundaries. Like, wow. She was proud. Do you know how much?
Do you know how much that will shake the core of the gay musical theatre world? People are unfollowing her as we speak because of that.
I would imagine that if they prefer that over the looks she's given, then they're probably not the kind of fans she's after, to be honest.
They're probably not even gay. She also said on Twitter that the musical was 4 days of torture, and I think, do you know what? Sure, I don't want her to like musicals. Then, if that's how strongly you feel about it, I hear you.
I'm glad that they get 4 days, though.
Yeah, it seems like a long time to be. Did you think that Hannah Waddingham was just such a brilliant judge? She was so warm and so
She's
sweet.
like the nicest lady in the world, like the original Girls Girl, and just fantastic jugs at the same time.
Oh, you've got to get that in. Also, you say the original Girls Girl, but we all know the original Girls Girl was actually Margaret Thatcher, as pointed out by Jerry.
No, we don't listen
the
to
true
that.
The true beacon of girl power.
How would you feel? I mean, obviously it wouldn't happen to you because your lips are huge, but if RuPaul just called out your lips in front of everyone, didn't she? Was it Camden? She just recently did that too.
It seems like a particularly heinous thing to say because, you know, the girlies want big lips, and it's just like there's something quite shameful about them being like, you've got little lips. I don't know, there's something, can't really work out what it is, but socially there's something, it feels like a real cuss, doesn't it?
Yeah, and it's like, because everyone's getting their lips filled, so then it's like, if you just like are brave enough to have your natural lip, then someone's going to call you out.
Yeah, we have a very warped sense of what normal faces look like, don't we? It's like when it like then closed up on her, it was like, she's got really nice lips. What are you talking about? But she did say she was beautiful.
And also, I do agree that it's in pretty much most cases, the bigger the lips, the better in the drags.
Oh, 100%. I draw on my lips even bigger than they are, and I have gigantic Lilo lips. So, I mean, yeah.
Lilo as in flotation or as in Lindsay Lohan?
As in Lilo and Stitch.
Sure.
Bit of both. Half a dozen. Should we move into Untucked?
I couldn't believe what a lovely range of different coloured drinks they had. It's as if they pre-ordered.
And they always look very delicious. I always think they look like a lovely fruity cocktail. Black Pepper's wig in the cold light of the studio was so mental. It reminded me of that, that one dishevelled dishwater colour arse perm that we've got sitting in the blue box. That
I've cut it all up now. I use it for stuffing.
Oh, good. We once did a wig for someone, and the combination of the colour and the perm that we did on it was so disgusting that we kind of just kept it in a little box of shame just in the studio, just like that we pull out every so often to be like, look at the fucking state of that wig. It was truly the most ugliest wig you'd ever seen in your life, wasn't it?
If someone ordered it, why didn't we give it to them? Why did we keep it in a box and look at it every now and then?
Because it was too gross to give to someone. We're like, they've paid for this, we can't give it to them. But Black Pepper's wig, the perm of it was just so mental. It was so unruly. It had like no shape. It kind of looked like she just sort of like put it in perm rods and then just taken it out and left it.
Perm? Wasn't it more like crimpy?
No, I think it was like really, really tight curls, but whatever it wasn't really doing it for me. Sometimes you don't want to hear someone say shit like, oh, but you did so well. I really understood where Dakota was coming from. It's like, thank you for trying to make me feel better, but like, I am just trying to be real here. That it's like, someone's now going to have to go home and it could be me. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes someone being kind to you when you're trying to face reality is not what you need to hear. No,
it's annoying. It's like, yeah, sure, great, but I'm trying to live in reality at the moment, not in like some lucky dream world where no one gets to go home.
And also, you're fine, so shut the fuck up. Like, you're the last person I want to hear it from, It's just tough. It's like I said, it's a season where people aren't really on the bottom, are they? Like, there was no one bad at all in this. No. Like, not even slightly bad. Like, all the people that were in the bottom three did well. So, tough.
Yeah, it's tough. Baby said something along the lines of, I fought really hard to get where I am today, but that fight has left some scars and they're showing themselves. And I thought, that is a really good way of like giving a little rundown of your situation without getting in too deep.
I thought, Crown of the Poet Laureate, I thought that is some poetic shit. That was quite gorgeous. And also a great way to talk about trauma. Have you got anything to say about the judges?
No.
Well, let's move into our winners then, because our winner this week is patron saint of Villa. It's our sweet baby. It's Her Royal Highness. It's Miss Danny Beard. And what a deserved win for our baby.
So good. Such a good runway. Such a good performance. Both, 20 out of 10 for each of them.
Yeah, just
killing
loved.
It. But I know Pixie's upset, but you're almost there, but you're just not as good yet in these challenges so far.
Yet. But what that does mean is that our bottom three, unfortunately, is Dakota, Baby, and LaFille. Who would you have had in the lip sync?
I thought LaFille actually did better than I thought she was going to do. So maybe I would have gone with those two. Because, compared to Pepper, Dakota was just not giving it. And Baby seemed just a bit flustered and I didn't understand her character.
I ask you, Lukey, are you aware of the musical Six?
Well, I did some sleuthing because I was like, what the fuck is this song? And found out it's about the wives of Henry VIII. And this is, in fact, Catherine of Aragon's song.
It is very, very popular. It started on Broadway and it has moved to the London's dazzling West End. People absolutely fucking love it because let me tell you, if there's one thing that theatre gays love, it's like, you know how musicals are outdated and they're for the geeks? They're like, fuck, someone's given a poppy contemporary new rock musical, and it's something I can really sink my teeth into. They love like a contemporary musical, and this is not up my strasser, but it is for the musical theatre gays, I think.
Well, once I found that out, I watched the lip sync again to see if I could understand a bit more of the story. And I guess since I literally don't know anything about Catherine of Aragon, except she was one of the wives, it didn't enlighten me whatsoever. So
she was the first wife of Henry VIII, and she was divorced from him. That's all I know. But I felt like they were both serving the ever-loving shit out of this lip sync. I thought they were both real fucking great, if I'm honest. What were your thoughts? No?
I don't really have any thoughts about... Okay, for the main body of it, I feel like Baby didn't really kick into gear until after Dakota got that really big laugh. I feel like she was kind of just cruising a bit, and then at the end she was really like broke out all the dance moves and stuff.
I was very here for everything Dakota did, to be honest.
I felt like she embodied the character, and it was more kind of like musical style. Like I felt like she was telling us her real life story, whereas Baby was like performing to the song.
Yeah, same, agree. So who would you have said won?
I would have said that it would be very, very tough call, and I would hope it would be Dakota, but I personally couldn't be sure 100%. So I felt it was very bold of Baby. Okay, let's work out what theories there could be as to why you would stop it.
Let's get our tinfoil hats on and get some theories going.
First theory, which may ruffle some feathers, is that perhaps she saw RuPaul look over to Dakota. She felt like Dakota was going to win, and she didn't want to leave on the lip sync having said she's the best dancer in London. That's one theory.
That's exactly what I thought happened.
Really?
That's exactly. Yeah.
Then I feel like that's really a horrible thing to put on her after she said why she needs to go. So the other options would be she wanted to save Dakota from hearing Sashay away, but Dakota would have got to stay anyway, and perhaps saving Dakota from hearing bad news, she could have potentially robbed her from a win as well, which I think is very unnecessary. So it's all very strange, I think. But yeah, I don't want to say too much because
Listen, she's gone home, so it's like we obviously don't want to be imparting with any negative vibes, because she did give us glamour. She was funny. I really liked her. I thought that what she brought to the show was really great, and I liked her energy. But I do think that there was an element of that IMO. But also, never let them know your next move, bitch. Keep them on their toes. She's like, do you know what? Actually, I'm gone. But I wasn't. You would think that someone would do that after their win is more secured. They'd be like, I definitely fucking killed that, but I'm going to go anyway. Yeah. And you'd probably wait to be told, wouldn't you?
If it was me, I would let her say I've won, and then when she goes, Dakota, it's been lovely to have you here, and then I would say, do you know what? Actually, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
If I was going to do that, but then I would probably just wait and see what RuPaul said.
Let's talk Rose and Thorn. What was your rose? My rose was, we get to keep little baby Dakota because I just love her so deeply. What was yours?
My rose, scroll, was just the Rusical in general. Some really great moments and no real clangers at all. So it's good that that's one thing they can't take away from us, is that the UK girls can do a good singing live Rusical.
The hot heat of the musicals, always. My thorn was, I really hate that the mental health is at such a bubbling point for so many of these girls. What the fuck is the Beeb doing about it? Because our girls are on tenterhooks.
Yeah, mine was basically the same. Just that ending was more jarring than a Jam Factory, which I
not into
found off key, and I didn't like it.
But next week, it's the motherfucking Snatch Game.
And it's motherfucking Melanie B.
Oh, I can't wait. cannot wait. I'm super excited. Another great fucking week of TV. An absolutely fantastic episode. And a fantastic podcast episode, Luke's. We really braved it out here. really out in the trenches here on this Zoom call, but at least I get to see a pretty little face.
She says with Zoom, beautify up to 100. All right, bye everybody.
He says,
love you. Please leave us some more
love
5-star
you.
reviews, more shout outs.
Yeah. Go do the 5 stars. Love you. See you later, girls.
All right, bye.